Hey, it's your girl KV back with another review for Sistas. This is season 8, episode 17 and 18. Okay, episode 17, Call Me by His Name. I was like, excuse me, but we'll get there, right? So, Gary wakes up and he sees that he's restrained to the bed at the hospital. Hudson walks in and he's just like, oh yeah, how are you, Gary? Hudson is just Hudson. And Gary is just like, I'm kind of tied to the bed. Can you take them off? Hudson is like, oh no, Gary, because I'm the one that tied you to the bed. Yeah, you were being a little chatty patty with the cops, and I had to cut that out, so I had you sedated and chained to the bed. And Gary's sitting there like, And then he has a flashback of Hudson sitting at the computer, like, yeah, I got Penelope's credit card information, whatever. Just say that they had scammed Penelope at this point. So he's just like, you work for me. He's like, sorry. I have to get a new ring light. I have to remember that. So he's like, you work for me? Hudson's like, yeah, and I'm your friend. Okay. He's like, they got me chained to the bed with friends like you. What will my enemies do? Stab you. They'd stab you, Gary. Later on, he gets a nurse to give him his things so that he can sneak out. He promises to pay off of her student loans. So we see Maurice and Paige at work at the bank. This little old white church lady comes up and she wants her pennies rolled. She wants to cash in her pennies. He's like, okay, well, you're not, you're not an account holder here, so we can't do it for free. Here go the rappers. You can do them yourself. She gets an attitude and she starts, being a homophobe. Paige overhears it and she interferes. She basically tells the little white lady, be gone. We don't do business with homophobes. Because she was like, oh, well, just open me an account so you can do it for me. Nope. Go on about your day because we don't do business with homophobes. So, as she walking out, Maurice was like, you little kitten heel from hell. I was like, Lord, not the kitten heel from hell. And so, when the lady leaves, he's looking over at Paige and he's just like, okay, I guess you're not so bad. She's like, well, my brother is gay and I just wasn't finna stand for no mess, basically. This camera is so twisted. Child, it is what it is now. She's like, my brother is gay. Like, I wasn't finna be standing for no mess. They have a little kiki and it's just a cute little moment. Sabrina walks in and she's confused because they sitting up laughing together and she's just like, what is this? And they're like, nothing. And she's just like, okay. And she walks on off and they say something like she look like she's stressed. He's like, oh, she always got something going on. It's like a TV show. Terrible. So we see Pam call Sabrina to check on the business plan. And Sabrina is just like, ooh, child, I ain't even worked on it yet, but I promise I'm going to get to it. She ends up unleashing all her problems on Pam. And of course, Pam don't really care. But Sabrina's like, okay, well, that's fine. It helps to say it out loud. Thanks, Pam. Pam like, girl, I don't care about your eggs. Nobody cares but you and the men that you're planning to procreate with, okay? Miss Two Baby Daddy, you out here trying to be like Karen? Anyway, so we see Hayden and Tamara. They sitting there about to do the do. And he's like, yeah, you know what I want you to call me? You know what I want you to call me? And Chuck turns like, call me Gary, bitch, call me Gary. And she's like, what is wrong with you? One, don't be choking me. Two, you gay or something? Why are you so obsessed with him? Are you in love with him? Why do you want me to call you Gary? He's like, girl, no, but I just can't get the image of you effing my best friend out of my head. She's like, either forgive me or we can call time of death on whatever this is, okay? And she's just like, You so obsessed with him. I bet you when y'all were in college, y'all was running trains together and you was probably looking at his stuff. I said nothing. He was like, yeah. I was too through. He'd say, girl, I didn't say we went to college together. I just said he always talks about stories from college. Something stupid. Something stupid. But he's like, I thought I could get over it, but I don't know. Right? She's like, but what you tried to off him though? I saw you there that night. Well, I don't think she said she saw him there that night, but she like, but you tried to off him though. Is that why you tried to off him? Because you can't get over it? So next we see Rich and Jordan are at Rich's smoothie bar. No, it's a juice bar. At his juice bar. And he's talking about how he want to block Sabrina or something. I can't remember. Whatever it is. Yeah, he wanted to block Sabrina because he was mad that he went to go talk to her at the office and the money, baby daddy number one, possible baby daddy number one, was there. As if they're not co-workers, right? So he's like, you left them there together? And then he was just like, you was just having dinner parties with Gary. I said he was having dinner parties with Gary. But my thing is, I appreciate Jordan bringing him back down to earth and reminding him, hey, it's her coworker. You said he's from HR and there was an article done on her. Maybe he's coming to tell her some news. Like, it's not like he was just purely some man that was interested in her, rolling up on her, trying to see what's up. It's a coworker. They got business to tend to. Y'all, it is giving campfire tales. I'm definitely going to have to give me a ring light as soon as I get up off of here. Because this one, let's see if it's going to act right. It ain't going to act right. So, he tells her, go talk to her. He tells him, you too, go talk to Andy, right? We see Andy, she's calling all of her clients, trying to make sure that they are going to vouch for her when she goes back to the firm and demands that she gets off of her temporary suspension. Jordan calls with Rich in the background. Yep, just like that. Just like that. I said, I can't stand it. And what did he want? He wanted to meet up. She's like, man, I ain't really got time for you. Your sister got her little cheap shot in, and she probably gonna try to do it again. I'm not finna fool with y'all. She's a hella ungrateful ass. I just got her a lawyer and everything, and you know she should be thankful. They agree to meet up at a neutral spot. I got a tea. Let me drink a tea. There be too much shit in here. Let me take a sip. So I went to this little ramen place in my city. New spot for us. I think they got them like all around the country though. They one of the places they gotta do all this stuff. What even is this stuff? Okay, the drink is like a ginseng lime or something, lime green tea. I can't remember. It was the lowest calorie drink. It was the lowest calorie fancy tea that I saw. So I went with it. But y'all, what is all of this stuff even? I can't stand it. And then they give you the big old straw to get the stuff in there. But I'm like, I don't want to choke on all this nonsense with this big straw that's letting all this nonsense through. So now I got to take my little angled straw and point it down in the corner. Drink from there, child. Drink from there. Penelope and Robin, they are still out. He's trying to talk about the case and she's trying to flirt. She's also dissing Andy and he's trying to get her in line, but she is truly insane. Like, ma'am, you literally just got out of jail. You confessed to stabbing this man and you were covered in his blood. You said that you were covered in his blood. But now you don't think that that's important to try to jog your memory or try to find your alibi or anything concerning this case and not going to jail. No. You rather talk bad about Andy, who got you this lawyer that's sitting in front of you, who you're sitting here flirting with, who you know is her ex. It's just giving team too much. I was trying to give Penelope a pass for some things because she talked about her postpartum journey. She talked about how she had to be on these pills and she just was having a difficult time. So it's like, okay, clearly you weren't in your right mind. You can't be in your right mind after giving birth. And, it takes a couple years. I know myself. It takes a couple years to truly even out. But, ma'am, this is team too much. Because you sitting here bad mouthing Andy. Oh, Angie, she loves having all these men stringing around. Da, da, da. She set us up. He's like, you can't seriously think that Andy and Yuri set y'all up like that. And she's like, well, what happened? And he's like, I mean, well, Gary might have did it. But Andy, no. And I'm like, Penelope is taking no accountability because Andy told you to get away from that man. She tried to help you get away from that man, but you chose to go and confront him. He murked your baby, but then you mad at Andy. Somebody give Penelope some counseling, okay? She might need to be impatient for a while, okay? Patient for a while. Some people, they can kick their feet up, look up at the ceiling and spill their heart out. Penelope, she needs to just be able to sit in a chair for a couple of hours, maybe in a straitjacket and administer her medicine around the clock to truly get to the bottom of everything. Everything, okay? Just everything. So, like I said, she's truly insane. She truly keeps bringing up Andy. And Robin is like, hey, girl, we got to figure out how to do this case. You're on trial for attempted murder. She's like, nice deflection. But, you and Andy, are you still in love with Andy? You still in love with Andy? He's like, ma'am, the case? And she's like, well, I didn't do it. And he's like, but you confessed. Well, Josh wouldn't frame me. Okay, well, Josh is the one that had you in jail, right? Did Josh let you out? I had to come get you, right? So why are we still trusting Josh? He the one that got you to confess and say that you did it and left you in there. Why are we still trusting Josh? She ain't got no answer. She just sitting there being special, okay? And still trying to flirt. Not even just being special, still trying to flirt. And then Andy and Jordan walk in. I said, scandalous, okay? For those that know, that know. Fatima is at home and she's letting Zach know how Miss Marie got everybody in line, okay? He's like, well, no, he was like, what was Andy? How's she doing? She good? Oh, it wasn't Andy. It was Miss Marie. She had a lot to say. Oh, she had a lot to say. She had a lot to say. But it was good. She got us together real quick. I can appreciate it. You feel me? Auntie got y'all together real quick. Zach wants to turn in the footage to get the heat off of them. The footage of Tamara messing with Gary. He's like, that's all the reason for Hayden to do it. And if we give them that footage, it'll get the heat off of us and onto them. But she wants to use it to their advantage first, right? Trying to get them to snitch on each other, basically. Elementary, my dear Watson. I said, oh, that's one of me and my husband's little shows that we like to watch. Little Lucy Lou, you feel me? We like that show. Karen's mom is fussing at her about leaving and tells her that she needs to put the baby's health first. I said, okay, if Karen don't need to be stressing herself out, you don't think you sitting here yelling at her ain't stressing her out? I was just wondering. So she made lasagna and she's got somebody to come over to babysit. Of course, it's Aaron. Who else would it be? She lets him know that, Karen, after her mama leaves, she's sitting there with Aaron. She lets him know she want him. She planted a kiss on him and was like, I got more for you later. Give me 10 minutes. I said, Jesus Christ. Okay. Danny is at work. Tony is trying to have a personal conversation. Like he comes over there. He all up on her and he basically whispering in her ear and, being very much personal, being very much, this is my girlfriend and y'all are at work. Not only are y'all at work, y'all are in front of customers. And y'all are in front of the very person that filed the complaint on y'all. And so Danny is just like, dude, like, we're literally in trouble now for this very thing. And he's the one that filed the complaint. So you doing this in front of him? It's not helping the case. And this is why I can't take him serious. And I'm glad she calls him out on the next episode. But we'll get there. We'll get there. So he leaves. She's like, oh, yeah, you're right. And let's talk about this later in my office or whatever. He leaves and she goes on over to the boy to spar, right? A little verbal sparring. And he's like, oh, I got here off of merit and you got here on your back. And he's just like, all you do is smash your boss and smoke weed. And smoke weed. I'm like, dang, he really roasted her. But everything he said seemed very true. So, I mean... So she's like, I really smell like weed than coffee. He's like, I don't smell like coffee. Splash. She splashes his entire cup of coffee on him in front of everybody. Baby, we work at the ticket gates in the airport. Everybody can see us. The people in the little book stands, a couple of restaurants, and like 5 gates worth of people can see us. So I said, perfect, Danny. Get fired because you're already under investigation. So just make it real easy for them. Why don't you, right? This was so annoying. It was so annoying. So season 8, episode 18, War to Roses. As Andy and Jordan walk in, like I said, they see Penelope and Jordan and Robin, and she's already like stroking his face. Yeah, Robin. Yeah. So I told you that stupid Andy. What about me? You just want Andy? What about me? I'm like, girl, set it down. You real hot in the pants. Set that little thing on some ice. The little cat needs some ice. She doing too much. So Penelope is pissed once she sees them. She's just like, oh, okay. They walk over to the table. They make themselves known. And both Jordan and Robert are both like, Andy, are you okay? Are you okay? And so Penelope's like, you just love this. I'm sure that you're eating this up. Both men with their eyes on you. I'm sure you just love this, Andy. I'm like, Penelope, get a grip. They sit with them for a minute, but Robin is like, oh, I gotta go. Penelope want me to give you a ride on the way, and gives Penelope a ride. I said, because what message is that sending, Robin? If she's already been pushing up on you, rubbing up on you, mess talking Andy, what message would it send to give this lady a ride home? Okay, you should have called a ride share and let an Uber take that ass home. Okay, just crazy. But I mean, hey, where's the drama if we do things that make sense, you know? So like I said, they sit down. Jordan and Andy sit down. He's like, you can't go 5 seconds without pining for one of these men that want you. All these men that want you. You just love it. You eat it up. Him and Penelope are very much on the same wavelength that Andy gets off on being wanted. And she does, but who doesn't? She's not really doing anything in the moment to keep any of these men stringing along. So the fact that they're pining over her, that's really not her fault. It's high-key not even her business. If she don't want them, it's not even her business. So the fact that Jordan and Penelope are like got such a hard-on about how Andy likes to be liked, go find y'all some business, okay? With your BB and CC wine is acting butt. And so he's like, I saw how you looked when you saw him. Like, you're still in love with him, aren't you? Boy, what do you want? Why did you call me here? What is going on? And he's like, well, I wanted to relight the flame, but I see you are as addicted to men as Danny is to vaping. I said, not Danny catching strays. Danny ain't even did nothing to this man. How she catching strays like this? That cracked me up though, because I'm like, y'all are really some salty little chatty patties, man. Rich Tony and Jordan, they are just some sassy pants type men, man. It is insane. So she's like, you need to psychoanalyze your crazy ass sister, not me. And as she's leaving, he's like, you're still in love with him, aren't you? And she's like, yes. I'm like, oh my God, why are y'all screaming across these people's bar and grill like this? I just could not believe she was hollering like she sits back down and talks to Jordan. She's like, oh, I can't believe I was hollering across these people bar and grill like this. I said, me neither, girl. And he's like, did you ever love me? Did you ever love me, Andy? She's like, I cared for you. I said, not this version of Jordan. She might have loved the original Jordan, but this Jordan, not even a little bit, okay? Not even a little bit. I wonder if the original Jordan had stayed around, would they have been able to, would they have changed the storyline? You know what I mean? What would have happened if her and Jordan actually had chemistry? Because I feel like it had to go this direction because we see that there's no chemistry. We can't ignore that there's not any chemistry. Like, even if you take yourself out of real life and put yourself in the show, it's just literally no chemistry. So they had to have them break up. But I wonder if it was the first Jordan that, you know, gave everybody that little girlish tingle. I wonder how it would have went if the script would have stayed the same, right? Just little stuff I be thinking about. You know what I mean? Because we know they don't put thought into these scripts, okay? We know that they just sit down for like 16 hours. They sit down for 16 hours, and that's being generous. They probably just run it through a chat GPT and be like, chat GPT, give me an idea for Sistas season 8. Okay, we need something to happen with Danny. Go. And they sit down for 2 hours and review it and see if it makes sense. But see, ChatGPT didn't pick up until like season 3 of Sistas. So it'd be stuff that happened in season 1 that does not reflect in season 8. Is that not what it gives? Am I tripping? Am I the problem? Am I Delulu? I think it's the writers. So she cared for him, and she said that she just wanted she wanted to love him because he was a breath of fresh air from the toxicity of her past relationships. I said, Gary was the only toxicity, really. Robin really wasn't no toxicity with him. She kind of blew things up more than they needed to be. I get it. I would absolutely be mad if well, not even mad, but like feel slighted, feel away if I don't hear from you at all when you go back to London. I only hear from you when you're in the States. I'd feel away, and I wouldn't want to fool with you on that level no more, right? So I get it, but she be having so much smoke for Robin when I'm like, girl, just already and stop the madness. So where we at? Jordan says, I said, oh, the writer's petty for this one. He was like, I always knew it, but I didn't want to face it. I was never man enough for you, like Gary and Robin. I said, exactly. I'm glad we all understand what's going on here. She's like, no, it's me. I'm the problem, not you. Not you. I said, this is such a goofy scene. He's the problem. Well, both of y'all the problem. But he absolutely was not man enough for her when you look at her track record. And where is Paris? Can Paris pop back up? I need for her to, well, I guess she got to go back to work first. Fatima can see Paris. Fatima at work. She could be working late one day. And Paris come around cleaning them offices like, hey, is Miss Barnes still here? Ooh. And I ain't bring the charger. I got 20% left on here. I'll make it. So, does it? Let me hurry up. I'm almost done. Or am I? Let's get it. Danny and Tony, they're at work, and she's over there like second guessing what happened. Girl, what were you thinking? You about to lose this job? And then she's just kind of freaking out a little bit. She tells him what he said. Like, he basically just called me the office floor, and I'm the one that get in trouble. And I'm like, girl, you never reported him from coming up to you the first time. And y'all were both very unprofessional. And even if she didn't even say nothing to nobody yet. It literally just happened. She did not even like. We don't see them giving account of what's going on. And he says, "Y'all were both unprofessional." She said, "Oh, you want to talk about professional when you be coming over to my counter trying to drop a pencil and lick my booty?" The nerve of him. I would have splashed the coffee in his face. Then she goes to making him choose which role is more important to you, okay? And, oh, girl, don't lose this job. Oh, don't lose this job. I'm like, girl, you better go over there and work for Karen. She probably need a babysitter / assistant / somebody to keep an eye on Pam, okay? And so, where I'm at. I need to go down here first. Zach and Fatima, they sitting there talking, and he wants to go beat up Hayden. He wanna beat bop, boop, bop, bam. Right? So me like, you forgot I'm pregnant? I can't be going around trying to fight nobody. He's like, oh yeah. She's like, but I mean, you know, I do got them hands though. Ask Andy. He like, ask Andy? She was like, yeah, I was having to teach her how to fight. Don't worry about it. Then Danny calls Fatima. Danny calls Fatima and tells her that she messed up at work, tells her everything that happened. And she's like, girl, it's going to be okay. Get through the work day. Call me later. And then when they get off the phone, they trying to decide how they finna divide and conquer. Okay, you go see Hayden, I go see Danny. You go see Hayden, I go see Danny. But she's like, you don't need no charges, so you don't need to go see Hayden and beat him up and the cops come and now you getting arrested and now you in jail. You feel me? So you go see Danny. So he goes see Danny. He gets over there to Danny, and do I have notes for that, child? Tony, first we see Danny. Tony comes over with bad news. She's cut from the leadership program. She's like, oh, that's it? I get my weekends back? He's like, for now. That's it for now, but they're still meeting, but that's what we know for now. So then Zach pops up, and she's like, dang, you coming to visit me twice in one day? I said, baby, this is still the same. Tyler Perry will give us one season. A season of 12 episodes be 3 days. I hate it so much. This is why the story drags. So, she's like, tell Fatima I'm good. It's only the program for now. Yada, yada, yada. He hypes her up like, yeah. They better not fire you. You're the best thing that happened here. She's like, I know, right? And then she's like, boy, stop playing. Like, we can't both be lying like that. She's like, but I might need that spare room though, because it's looking like I might get fired. You know, since you stayed on my couch and all. She's like, listen, he like, I got you, girl. You know I got you. So Tony comes by and tells her that she is suspended without pay. Sabrina, back at work to Sabrina. She's with Paige, and Paige goes to tell Sabrina that her and Maurice will be taking their break together. She's like, girl, what? I usually don't care about her personal business, but what's going on with that? She tells her sorry for all of the microaggressions. She said, no, ma'am, they were very macro, very aggressive aggressions, okay? And she was like, you would make your Mima proud. Because she's like, oh, you come from old Trump loving that city, right? You would make your Mima proud. She was like, girl, I'm jealous of you. Sabrina was like, I've been fired and arrested. She was like, exactly. And you came back here with your head held high, got a promotion. You're the strongest woman I know. Coming here after all of that. Then Paige offers a listening ear because she's a good listener. Okay. And she does give her, she, even though it was very weird for her to open up to Paige like that, very weird, like never in a million years should you do that. Paige was a listening ear and made Sabrina feel a little more comforted in that conversation. Then Rich comes in to talk like she's at work. She's at work. And she's like, not here. And he's like, okay, I'll make dinner plans. Meanwhile, Maurice on the phone with Pam talking about how Paige was looking out for him and how he warmed up their roots and riches, and him and Grace was in there like a slip and slide. And then he was like, ooh, girl, I'm at work and here hollering, acting crazy. I'm going to call you later. Why we don't see Grayson no more? I want to see a little bit more of Grayson, but I guess that means it's like they've cut Maurice scenes down for sure. Because we don't see him at home or like, well, I guess it's, the seasons be so long, we don't know what's happening. So I guess, you know, in this one day, it wouldn't be so much time at work, but we ain't seen Maurice at home half the season, right? So Hayden and Samara at home. She was like, where was you going with your bags packed the other day? You never answered me. He was like, I was gonna blow up his spot. She's like, well, I saw you there. I know you stabbed him. Speaking of, I got a missed call from Gary. Gary's like, I need your help. Come to the hospital. And as soon as he gets off the phone, he's like, let me get dressed so I can go to Gary. He's like, I thought you ain't want to be his little co-star no more. He's my best friend, Tamara. He's my best friend. And until we know it, he remembers, I need to stay on his good side. Right after he, like literally, as he's walking out the door, Fatima comes in. I said, we couldn't have Samara like go in the kitchen, get a glass of water, come back to show that there's no way they would have crossed paths, because they would have crossed paths. So now Karen, old horny behind, she, like I said, give me 10 minutes and come on in. And then she got this, the whole scene was giving drop it low for Jesus, okay? The whole scene between that long nightie that she had on, and not sexy nightie, and then the song that was going, I said, baby, bust it up with a Jesus. That's how, drop it low for Jesus. That's how that scene was getting me, y'all. I couldn't take it. Lastly, we see Gary is in the hospital, and he's over here talking to the little ditzy nurse again. Oh, you're going to pay my student loans, right? Yeah, I'm going to pay your student loans, okay? And you're going to do this, right? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, but I need some help. Oh, you need a sponge bath? After what? And she's like, oh, okay. And goes down to give this man a head. You finna get fired, baby. Like, what is happening right here? Okay, like, first of all, he been in this bed for how long and ain't had no sponge bath? Like, when the last time y'all gave him a sponge bath? At the earliest yesterday. And he been sitting in this bed, booty humming. Girl. Hayden get there, and Gary needs him to get his power of attorney from up under Hudson because he don't know what's going on. Hayden is like, why would I help you? Gary's like, because you're my boy, Blue. Because you're my boy. You're my friend, right? From the memories I have, you're my friend, right? You're my boy, Blue. Help a ninja out. I said, this is about to be interesting, like how he gets his memories back, because clearly he hasn't fully gotten his memory back. We just see him slowly getting it back. But that is these 2 episodes of Sistas, y'all. See, that was 33 minutes. See, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just do this together. It's, when is Karen gonna have these babies? We're gonna have another season of Karen and I having these babies, because they said she still got another month and a half or something. Insane. But that's it, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Let me know what y'all thought about the episode in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please, for Valentine's Day. Y'all have a good one. I will be back for, I guess we do get Love and Marriage Huntsville tonight. So I'll be back with that probably like Sunday, Monday. Until next time, y'all. Bye.